how do we earn money? Well, we earn money by working
Yeah.
or selling.
Yeah.
That's it.
There it is. Perfect. So how about some simple, realistic ways families can maybe model some good financial habits so it becomes a family value and find the importance in that and being hopefully open and transparent with your kids about them.
From classrooms to the field, truth and laughter both revealed. Tune in for that special feel. Nampa School's always real. Welcome to Nampa, where dreams can grow. Matt and Tyler on the show. Welcome to Nampa, where dreams can grow. Matt and Tyler on the show. Welcome to Nampa, hear the beat. Join the podcast, take your seat.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 8 of the Nampa School District podcast. We are here for another installment of our financial literacy series. Of course, we want to thank our sponsor, CapEd Credit Union. CapEd, it's more than banking, it's making a difference. Here's a quick word from them.
Between work, traffic, practices, and recitals, I don't have time to worry if one of my kids needs money. Like money they can use now. That's what I love about CapEd's Rise Youth account. I can transfer funds to my kids' account instantly. And they can use a debit card to make purchases without paying any fees or monthly subscriptions. As long as they have their phone, I know they have money. But do they always have their phone? Yes. Yes, they do.
And a really interesting topic today. We're going to be talking about how to talk to our kids about money. Always a tough one, I would think. Joining me, as always, for these, CapEd's financial education specialist, Brenna Greenwood. Brenna, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Happy to be here.
Okay, so Brenna, you have 3 kids.
I do.
So there's going to be a lot of talks when it comes to, well, just in general,
Yes.
but when it comes to financial literacy, there's, I would assume, no better mom to have than yourself for those kind of talks.
Thank you.
Of
That's
course.
so kind.
Yeah. So when it comes to kids, I think your kids might be a little too young, correct me if I'm wrong, to be really getting in depth with this now.
Yeah, in depth is not where we're headed yet.
Okay.
My oldest is 5.
Oh,
so
okay, me too.
They're still pretty little.
Yeah, let's give them time. So I think with older kids, though, it's kind of a touchy subject, potentially. Depends on the family, of course, depends on the parents. But when it comes to kids and money, what would you say the biggest mistake families tend to make is?
Not talking about it.
Oh, just not talk. Okay.
Not talking. I come from a family where we didn't talk about it much,
Okay.
if at all.
Huh.
And it made it so that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the vocabulary. And the reality of the situation is, I thought money always figured itself out because no one told me otherwise.
That's a nice way to drift through everything as a kid.
Absolutely. It was, my parents took such good care of us.
Yeah. I guess so. So when would you say, or how early should those conversations start, and what do you think they should sound like at the very beginning?
Yeah, I would say the earlier the better.
Okay.
Really. Even with my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old, they each have piggy banks.
Okay, that's good.
We talk about how we're going to save money. We talk about goals. So it's not too early to start. We even talk about how sometimes we have to make choices about things. Like sometimes it's, well, I want a bike. Okay, well, that bike is this many hours of mommy being gone at work.
Okay.
So that's what that looks like. And sometimes the choice is it has to be a little while longer before we can get the bike so that we can spend time together too.
Gotcha. That's a good way to put that, actually. I have to be at work for this many hours. That's really smart there. So as kids get older, though, how would you say those conversations evolve? How can parents start really giving those kids that real world experience with money?
Yeah, I think giving them the opportunity to practice it for themselves. And it doesn't have to be actual money. Like piggy banks are great. They're a really good place to start. But you can even do things with chores if you don't want them using actual money for things, right? To say okay, you want a bike. You're going to have to complete this thing and this thing and this thing before you can earn the bike. And maybe it's for a specific period of time,
Yeah.
right? It teaches them that kind of like responsibility of like, generally we have to earn money before we can do anything else with money.
Yeah.
So that starts them off, kind of helping them divide things out money-wise when they have it for like different responsibilities or different goals that they have. That helps too.
Gotcha. And I would just point out, I mean, I guess you can do this with anything, but money as well. Just keep at it. Don't really stop, because one thing that I do with my daughter, I got her this little Italian food set with, and she has a little cash register and stuff, and there's a little menu that shows the prices, and I'll ask for certain things, and then she'll fake make them for me, and at the end I say, okay, how much do I owe?
Yeah.
And then she looks at it and she starts to try to do math, and she said, and then eventually she gives up and says, "For you, free." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
You're like, thank you.
I mean, no, that's not how this works, but thank you.
Exactly.
So keep at it, help with math.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell, I'm not a naturally gifted person when it comes to numbers. I would say I had to work hard in my math classes growing up. It's not like my natural area.
Sure.
But you can be good with your money without being really good at numbers too. I think that's a place where we can encourage kids a little bit more, is like, you don't have to be a math whiz to be really good with your money. Like, yes, you have to be able to do basic math.
Sure.
But sometimes you learn those types of things in school, right?
Yeah.
Or you learn them through experiences. Like if you ever worked at a concession stand, you learned how to count money back to people.
Yeah.
Right? That came much later in life for me. And so yes, don't give up on it, because sometimes they just haven't learned the skill yet.
Yes.
To make the money concept make sense to them.
Yeah. In time, and keep at it.
And go deeper as you go. So start with really easy surface. We earn money. How do we earn money? Well, we earn money by working.
Yeah.
Or selling.
Yeah.
That's it.
There it is. Perfect. So how about some simple, realistic ways families can maybe model some good financial habits so it becomes a family value, and find the importance in that, and being hopefully open and transparent with your kids about money?
Yeah, I think that I think there are lots of different ways that you can do this, and I think you have to figure out what exactly works for your family. Whether it's, we have our budgeting talks at the family table. Our kids don't have to be a part of them.
Yeah.
But they see us doing it.
Okay.
Right? It can start there. It can be, okay, let's come up with some family goals for the year. What vacation do we want to go on? Okay, that's going to be XYZ amount of money. What can each of us contribute to that goal? It doesn't have to be money. Again, I can contribute my time to make sure that you have time to go to work. So I can feed the dogs so that you can go to work 5 minutes earlier.
It's a partnership.
Right, exactly. So it's that idea of a family really working together, and that no one person is left out of the finances completely.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Great way to put that. I like that. So how about some practical tools, strategies to go along with what you were just saying that maybe will help kids learn, such as, doing chores for allowances and, getting, maybe that teaches them a little bit about budgeting. Yeah.
Helping parents shop. Take your kids to the grocery store with you. Or there's so much available for online shopping now, right? Sit next to have your kids sit next to you while you're doing your online shopping. And, we need corn. Okay, well, do we want canned corn or fresh corn or frozen corn? Well, let's see what the best deals are. We type it in, we look at it, we compare, we say, canned corn's not my favorite and fresh corn's kind of messy, so let's do frozen corn. Okay, well, now let's look at the frozen corn. Are there better deals within that? And why? Are they the same product and the brand is just different? And that's why one is more expensive than the other? That's really interesting. I am not overtly teaching my kid in that moment. I'm just showing them, right? But by watching that process, they kind of learn how to do that, or let them hand the coupons to the cashier, especially when they're really young. Oh, but we have a coupon too, right? They're all of a sudden they're involved without having to sit down and overtly teach them this is how you save money when you grocery shop. Yeah. They've just experienced it.
Nice.
And experiential learning is often the the learning that sticks with us the most anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. That's a great way to look at that. So how about for parents who, it could get bad with really any subject, but parents who might feel uncomfortable or unsure talking to their kids about money? What kind of advice would you give them to get them started that feels maybe like a natural way or something more in their comfort zone?
Absolutely. I get this because I think inherently we all want our kids to be happy, healthy kids, and we want to allow them to be kids. So we don't want them to take on our financial burdens.
Yeah.
That is 100% understandable. Totally get it. Maybe start, instead of just a piggy bank, start like jars. This is our spend, save, share jars. And we're going to put money in those jars together. And maybe when the share jar gets full, we decide where to donate it together as a family so that we can decide where we want that money to go. Maybe I take them with me when I open my bank account or when I go to do business at my financial institution. It's okay to have conversations about the concepts, right? And to be honest about where we're at financially without telling them the nitty gritty of the burdens of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I can say like, oh, we're not going to get that toy today because it's not in the budget. I don't need to go further into it than that. Or I can say, well, mommy wants to spend time with you today. So maybe next week I can work a little bit extra and we can get whatever toy you wanted to get.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be everything we do with money is a choice.
Yeah.
Right. And so kids learning like, oh, sometimes I choose not to buy everything I want in order to do other things is actually a good lesson in and of itself too.
And very important because there's some kids like mine that don't understand that and just think we can get anything at any given time.
Exactly. I think every kid thinks that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure do. So, let's start that concept of no, we cannot. So if a parent's listening today that wants to start doing a better job teaching their own kids about money, what's a simple thing that they can maybe start doing this week?
I think the jars is a great place to start, especially for younger kids that share, spend, save jars. Those work really well and they're really visual for younger kids too. For like middle schoolers, you could help them start understanding a paycheck, right? Here's the paycheck I brought home. This is this is what I make and this is how many hours I worked and
These
this
are
came
taxes.
out. Yeah.
Oh.
So then they get it. How many people started their first job and got their first paycheck and they were like, wait, what
happened?
Hold on just a second. Why is it so low? Right. And then they had to learn about taxes. Well, if you're kind of showing your kids your paychecks, which some people are uncomfortable with, and I get that. But if you're showing it to them and you're saying like, hey, look, this is how many hours I worked and this is what I make. So this is what this paycheck says. And here's what was taken out for taxes. At least they go into the world like knowing what that looks like.
That's a good call.
Right.
Yeah.
For like high school students, they could have their own summer job or business. You can work with them on that. You could talk to them about financing education and like certain ways that they can help do that, whether they want to go on to college or trade school, it doesn't really matter. Even if they want to go into like a certificate program, how do you fund that? Having those conversations with them. I think it's depending on the ages of your kids, you could do something, right? Like picking something this week of like, where do I think would be a good start in teaching my kids about money? Is it that we do lots of different things with money? Is it that we need to be wise about where we put our money? Is it that we have to make choices and we don't get everything that we want? Having a conversation with them about it or saying, hey, we're getting pizza this weekend. What kind of pizza do we want to get? We have a budget for 2 pizzas for the family. Now with all the different tastes we have, why don't you come up with a menu plan that will hopefully make everyone happy?
Nice.
And then we can price it out together.
Nice.
Like just little things.
Yeah.
Little things. They really do add up long term too.
Yeah. Great advice there. Okay. All right, Brenna. And for anybody who maybe is looking for more information or resources, where can they go?
CapEd Credit Union. Our website, our learning center has so many good conversation starters. We even have a section of like videos and handouts and things for kids K through 6. So starting as young as kindergarten, just talking about the different things that we do with money, helping them come up with a goal or a plan for what they're going to save their money for. Those are all in the Learning Center on our website, capedcu.com.
Okay, easy enough. Joining me for episode 8 today, as always, has been CapEd's financial education specialist, Brenna Greenwood. Brenna, thanks so much for being here and the great advice.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.